Funding your deals with private money. Hey guys, it's Brad from probatehouseguy.com. So I'm a real estate investor and I specialize in probate and inheritance properties. Done that for a number of years. And I have actually come up with a very unique way that I get probate and inheritance deals that's a lot different than what most people are used to. I'm actually doing deals all over the country, and I'm interested in working with other investors and agents to do real estate deals together. So if you're interested in working together, go to probatehouseguy.com. There's a form there on the site, fill it out. So let's get to the topic today. Funding deals with private money. So I fund all of my real estate transactions, all the houses that I buy, all the properties that I buy with private money. What does that mean? That means I don't borrow institutional money. I do refinance rental properties into institutional money, but when I first buy properties, I buy them all with private money. And some people will say, well, what's private money? In my opinion, my definition of private money is going to be private individuals, friends, family, that sort of thing that you know that would lend and loan you money or partner with you on deals, on real estate transactions. That's private money. Now I hear some people talk about, they differentiate hard money lenders and private lenders, and they say private lenders are somebody like a Lima One or a Kiavi or some of those other sort of big companies. I don't personally consider them private lenders because those are institutions. Those are businesses that are in the business of lending money. So I don't like to call them private money. I like to call private money individual money, like people you know, individuals loaning you money on transactions, whether that's through their personal funds, through an IRA. Maybe they have a small LLC set up that they lend out of. But if your lender is an institutional lender, it's a lending company, I don't consider that private money, right? I consider that more in the hard money lending realm. Now, some people will say, oh, well, hard money lenders are private lenders. And you're right. Some hard money lenders are private lenders. But the difference is a lot of times, in my opinion, private money lenders aren't necessarily in the real estate business. Now, some can be, but most of the time they are not in the business of real estate. They do other things and they're looking to put their money to work in real estate, and they loan money that way. So a lot of my private lenders loan me money out of their 401ks, their IRAs. They loan me money out of their personal accounts, that sort of thing. And then I pay them back, principal and interest and whatever on the transactions, or sometimes we'll partner on deals. It just depends on the deal, right? Personally, I started in the business borrowing hard money. And I would say that everyone should really start out, unless you have a really good relationship, maybe like your uncle just really, really wants to lend you money, I would start out borrowing hard money. Now with hard money, you're typically going to have some skin in the game. They're going to want you to have a little bit of equity in the deal. They're going to want to take some of the risk out. Obviously the terms are going to be a little bit more in the lender's favor than your favor, pretty high interest rate, lots of points, blah, 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 blah. But they're a great way to get your feet off the ground and do some deals. Is it going to cost you? Yeah, but you're going to pay for your education one way or another. So I suggest that all people do that. Plus, a hard money lender, someone who's experienced in real estate, is going to tell you no to deals that are bad deals, and you should listen to them. If you've gone to multiple lenders and they've told you no on the deal, there's probably a reason why they've told you no, and you should probably listen to them. Versus if you're new in this business and you're gung-ho and you're going to take your uncle's money and you're going to buy this property, I've seen a lot of cases where people don't buy right. I've done another video on buying right. You make your money when you buy. They don't buy right. They borrow their uncle's money and they buy a bad deal and they lose money, and maybe they lose some of their uncle's money. And maybe after that point, the uncle doesn't want to do business anymore. Maybe your uncle's like kind of mad at you. Like, that's why I think, and this is just my opinion, take it as my opinion, that you should use hard money, do hard money lenders first, get your feet wet, get a few deals under your belt, understand the process, get a little bit better at doing deals and understanding deal flow and how it works and what's a good deal and what's not a good deal. And you're going to learn that through the hard money lender, because they're almost going to be like your coach or your guide to tell you whether something's a good deal or not, right? And then once you've got more experience, then you can start reaching out to people you know and borrowing that private money. And as you borrow private money, I personally borrow private money because to me it's just easier. It's easier, it's simple. I like to have relationship-based businesses. All of my lenders I've had relationships with for a number of years, I can call them, I can text them out of the blue and say, hey, I need, 200 grand for a deal by next Tuesday. Are you interested in the deal? And they say, sure, give me a little bit more information. I send them some pictures, photos. This is the house. These are the numbers. They know and they trust me because they know I know what I'm doing. I give them numbers and I say, I need this much money and I need it for this amount of time. I'll pay you X amount of interest. And they say, great, sounds good. Are we doing the deal? Are we still closing with the same? I close everything, at least here in Georgia. I close all my deals with the same closing attorney here in Georgia. I say, yep, send it to Josh. So they wire the money to Josh. We write up the loan docs. They approve the loan docs and everything's good. I know a lot of people I know, there are people I know that borrow private money that do not, in my opinion, properly secure their private money lenders or private money partners, whether that's through LLC documents, if you're doing a partnership, proper, joint venture agreements, that sort of thing. Make sure everything's in writing, because I have had some deals go a little sideways, let's call it, and because we had the terms of the deal in writing, and really, it was really just more of a misunderstanding more than anything. But because we had everything in writing, we were able to get over that hump. And me and those individuals, a couple different times, we still do deals together to this day. It didn't burn a bridge because we had everything in writing and we did what we said we were going to do, and we followed the terms of our agreement. So if you're going to try to renege on your agreement and go sideways on somebody, that's a great way to burn a bridge right there. And the more bridges you burn, the more the word's going to get around, and you're not going to have access to that money anymore. So the better you are at building and maintaining these relationships, the more private money you're going to have. They're going to refer you to their friends or their family members and say, hey, and before you know it, you're going to have more money than you have deals. And that's a good thing. That's a good position to be in. When you have people throwing their money at you and you don't have enough deals, that's the position you want to be in. Then you can be more selective. Then you can dictate your terms a little bit better, because they're coming after you and asking you to take their money, not you asking for them for money. Also, here's a tip. I have never, ever asked, when I first had my relationship with a private lender, I never asked them for any money at all. All of my private lenders have volunteered money to me. I've never asked them for money. How do I go about doing this? Well, this is a method, and I'm going to give credit to my buddy Corey Peterson with Kahuna Investments. If you know Corey's a fantastic guy. I learned this from him many, many years ago. I've known Corey since 2017. Great dude. Corey uses what he calls the Corleone method, which is, from a movie, and basically says, who do you know that wants to make money in real estate? This is what I'm doing. Do you know anybody who might be interested in earning X amount of return on your money? But never, ever do I ever ask that person for money. Ever. So in my opinion, that's the way to go about raising money. And there's some other great books about funding deals with private money. There's a great book called Getting the Money with Susan Lassiter-Lyons. Fantastic book. Highly recommend that. She also has a Facebook group out there. There's also another book over here that I've got, How to Legally Raise Private Money, which is from attorney Lisa Taylor. That's a good book. Also, Corey wrote a book, Why the Rich Get Richer. I recommend reading that. And let's see here. What else do we have? I think that's it. So yeah, Susan Lassiter-Lyons' book is great. I highly recommend that. And there's lots of other great courses out there and books to read about raising private money. But once you unlock the code to getting private money, it gets easier to fund your deals. There's less of a cash flow burden to you, especially if you're flipping multiple properties. I usually try to accrue the interest towards the end and pay them off at the end, because when you're having to make all those payments, it becomes a cash flow burn on your business. So I try not to make payments if at all possible during the term, and we just accrue the interest and tack it on to the end. Ultimately, they're getting their interest either way. But that helps me from a cash flow perspective, because then I'm not dumping a ton of money into interest payments every month, right? So once you unlock that private money code, your deals are going to it's going to get easier to do deals. People are going to be throwing money at you, and you're going to have more opportunities that you can take advantage of, which otherwise maybe you couldn't. Maybe you thought, oh, I can't do that deal right now because I don't have the money. Also, don't let not having the money being your limiting belief to doing deals. There have been so many occasions where I've had a deal come across my desk, and to be perfectly honest with you, I didn't know if any of my lenders or I had the ability to get that amount of capital to buy the deal, but I could see that it was a good deal, and I said yes to it, and I agreed to it, and I figured it out along the way. You got to build your parachute as you fall. So there have been many times where I have agreed to buy a property or whatever, and maybe I wasn't sure whether I was going to get the capital together, and I was always able to get the capital together, because when you're put up against that wall, you figure ways out to get it done, right? So don't let not having money to buy a deal draw you back from that deal. You should absolutely go after it. If it's a good deal, good deals will find money. So I hope this video helps you out a little bit. My name's Brad with probatehouseguy.com. If you're interested in working together, like I mentioned, I do probate and inheritance deals all across the country, and I have a unique way of actually getting those deals that's a lot different than what everyone's used to. And I'm looking for partners to partner with in various markets over the US. So if you're interested in working together, go to probatehouseguy.com. There's a form there on the website. Just fill out that form and we'll be in touch. So thanks again for checking out this video. Have a great day. Bye-bye.